Okay, so we're going to look at Kelsey's lift today. This would be a 5-pound PR snatch for her. I believe it's at 135. So let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Setup is really good. Shoulders are in front of the bar, just over the bar. Weights in the balls of the feet. You can see the shins are forward a little bit. And the bar she's given enough space between the bar and her shins to make sure the bar moves back off the ground. So we're going to take a look at how she lifts the bar off the ground. She starts off chest up. We're going to take a look at the spine angle. Spine angle at the bottom, right there. And then, let's see where we are at the top of the first pull at the knees. Right there. So you can see your spine angle has changed a little bit. It's not drastic, but this could be improved a little bit. Whenever we're talking about lifting a heavier weight, you have to think about getting back and how hard you have to pull back and how hard you have to fight to stay back. For the women, if it's over a 115-pound lift, 115 pounds is of force that's hanging off you is going to require you to really pull back hard on the bar. For the guys, anything probably over 200 pounds, 205 pounds, it's going to be about the same thing. So you're going to see this often where the chest drops a little bit. An angle, the back gets a little bit too flat, a little too parallel to the ground. What this might cause, it might force the barbell to be out in front too much. Okay, so for her, she just needs to think about keep picking her chest up a little smoother off the ground with a heavier lift. That's all. So good first pull, shins are vertical, weights back in the heels, and let's see how we progress through the second pull. Moving forward, we want to see that barbell sweep up the legs and pull into the hips. She does a pretty good job pulling the bar up her thighs and getting the bar close to her hips. She could get the bar a little bit more in the crease of her hip and just be a little bit more patient with it, finishing that second pull. So you see her feet are flat and she's ready for takeoff. This is good. Let's take a look at the takeoff. At full extension, or where should be full extension, she's a little bit impatient. You can see knees are extended and hips are fairly open. This is decent, pretty good. There's no early arm pull going on. Arms are straight, but her hips could be open a little bit more. Okay. Yeah. Right, they could be opened up a little bit more, and what would help would be if her spine angle was back just a little bit more, like that, as opposed to there. Okay, so she get her shoulders back behind the bar a little bit. So what I can assume here is this is going to be a little bit out in front, so she's going to have to make up for it somewhere if she is going to make the lift. So gets underneath the bar, pulls herself underneath the barbell really well. Lands. Okay, so here we are. Landed at the bottom. She's got it over her head. She should be able to make this lift. Let's take a look at where the bar is in relation to where she is. So barbell is a little bit out in front. She lost it out in front on that pull, not quite getting full extension. So now you can see the bar isn't quite over her midfoot. It's actually a little bit in front and a little bit almost in front of her knees or over her knees. So she would have to, in order to make this lift, she's got to keep her hips either pretty much right where they are, and she would have to fight hard with her shoulders, or she would have to bring her hips forward a little bit in order to catch, in order to make the lift. All right, so what happens, we see here, the weight comes down, and hips don't ever they can't come forward enough. So she isn't upright enough with her upper back in order to catch it. So she just can't save it. Again, it's a lot of weight that's landing on the shoulders, so it's hard to manipulate your hips that quickly to catch the bar. So when we're talking about 1 rep maxes, obviously that's something that's really hard to get. And this is where consistency comes into play, and we got to know what you're working on. For Kelsey, what she's working on is being strong, landing in that position with a heavier load on her shoulders, and being able to be more upright in her catch with the weight sitting on her shoulders. So sitting there, but keeping or bringing that bar back, ultimately would like to see it like back behind her just a little bit more. And that's the reason why she misses the catch, right? So this is one of those instances where she has it, you have a lift, it's frustrating because you're getting underneath it well, you're moving well, hips move well underneath the bar, but you missed full extension, so we got to make up for it somewhere. Barbell's heavy, you're going to lose it out in front. All right, let's take a look and see what it looks like in full speed. Here it comes. You can see she has it, but she's just got to work on staying strong and finishing the lift on that second pull, so getting full extension and letting the barbell settle.